Welcome back. This episode is a practical guide. What residential properties foreign buyers can purchase in Australia, how the FIRB approval process works, what you need to budget for beyond the purchase price. I'm going to keep it plain and clear, and I'll say this upfront, this is general information. It's not legal advice. We always recommend you work with a qualified Australian solicitor for your specific transaction. If you're watching this from Malaysia or Singapore or anywhere else and you do not live in Australia, this section is written for you specifically. As an offshore foreign buyer, someone purchasing purely from overseas without an Australian visa, the rules are actually really straightforward. You have always been required to purchase new property rather than existing homes, and that remains true today. Australia has always restricted foreign buyers from purchasing established homes, also means second-hand properties. This is not new. What this means in practice is that as an offshore buyer, your options has always been new dwellings or off-the-plan properties. That is exactly where the best opportunities sit in Melbourne right now. And it is where our company ARE Property focuses on. As an offshore foreign buyer, here is what is available to you. New dwellings, brand new apartments, townhouses, and houses that has not previously been occupied directly from the developer, or off-the-plan properties purchasing before construction is complete. There is also an option for vacant land for residential development, but that's usually a bit more complex and may not be suitable for straightforward investment. For our clients, families buying near universities and investors looking at Melbourne apartment market, new and off-the-plan properties are exactly where you want to be anyway. They carry lower ongoing tax exposure, come with builders' warranties, attract strong rental demand, and currently benefit from a stamp duty concession that runs until October 2026. FIRB stands for the Foreign Investment Review Board. As a foreign buyer, you are required to apply for FIRB approval before purchasing residential property in Australia. This is not optional. Here's what the process looks like. You submit an application, typically done by yourself, or you can get a solicitor or ask to help. You pay the application fee for properties valued under $1 million. The fee is currently at $15,100. For properties over $1 million, the fees are substantially higher. FIRB has up to about 30 days to make a decision, though most straightforward new dwelling applications are approved well within that window. Once approved, you receive a no objection notice. You must purchase the approved type of property. If you change what you're buying, you may need to reapply. For new dwellings and off-the-plan purchases, FIRB approval is almost always granted without conditions. It is a process, not a barrier, for most buyers in our client profile anyway. Stamp duty and surcharges vary according to state. Here's a summary of what you will pay on top of the purchase price as a foreign buyer in Victoria, where Melbourne is. As an example, stamp duty. It's calculated on a sliding scale based on the purchase price. On the $700,000 property, this is approximately $37,000 for a standard buyer, including the locals. Foreign purchase additional duty, currently at 8% of the property value. On the same price of property, that's about $56,000. And on a $800,000 property, that stamp duty is approximately $110,000. These are significant costs, but one time. You are purchasing, if you're purchasing an off-the-plan and your contract is signed before October 2026, you may qualify for the temporary stamp duty concession the Victoria government has offered on apartment, townhouses, and units. This concession can meaningfully reduce your total duty. Ask your solicitor to confirm your eligibility. As a foreign owner of Victoria property, you also have ongoing obligations, land tax, assessed annually on the site value of your land. The standard rate applies plus the 4% absentee owner surcharge. Vacant residential land tax, if the property is vacant for more than 6 months in a year, a 1% tax applies. This is easily avoided by keeping the property tenanted, which is not hard. Council rates and water rates, it's very standard for all owners. Body corporate fees, maintenance fee basically for apartments and townhouses. I know this is a lot of information, but I think it's important you go in with clear eyes. The costs are real, but they are knowable, budgetable, and manageable. And when you work with an experienced agency and a good solicitor, the process is far more straightforward than it might seem from the outside. If you would like to run through the numbers for a specific property or a scenario, that's exactly the kind of conversation we have with our clients every day. Reach out to us anytime, and thank you for watching.